want to look at the ranging market, that's sideways markets, and how do we go about it to identify it? It's very simple. What you need to do, this is a British pound US dollar. All right, fair. We want to look at, and this is daily time frame. So I like to use, I want to, you can use any time frame. All right. So here I decide to use daily time frame. Uh-huh. This is just to identify ranging market. Don't worry, when it comes to trading strategy, we know exactly what to do, right? I will teach you exactly what to do. Sorry. All right. So this is just for you to be able to see how to identify the ranging market. Sometimes you have to identify a ranging market, even when the market area of ranging, even when the trend is not sideways completely. So like here now, the first thing I want to do is to zoom. Is it zoom it or zoom out to make it small and short? All right. So I want to see, the goal is that I want to see as many candlesticks as possible. Like here now, for those of you using laptop, what you just do is just zoom it until it can no longer zoom again. Like now I'm hitting and it's no longer zooming again. You understand? So this is practically what I can see on my screen, and this is practically where we have the area where we have the current market price, right? Anyway, we are not doing trading strategy. When we begin to talk about the trading strategy, you will you will see the importance of just considering the area that is near the current price. But here, we just want to identify ranging market. So as you do this, so what do you do? Because sometimes you'll be seeing a range, you might be seeing um, an uptrend, downtrend, or something. For instance, now if you look at this place, you discover that, let me pick something to show us properly. If you look at, sorry, I'm looking for, okay, let me pick a brush. You discover that you discover that here, discover that this is like a downtrend zone. So you can see that. And this zone is like uptrend zone. You see that? So there will be portion that are uptrend, downtrend, or something like that. All right. So that's the reason why it's important for you to just zoom. All right. As you zoom, what are you trying to do? As you zoom, you are trying to bring it to the perspective where you are able to see every single thing. See the way this drawing to now. Sorry, let me clean all this. So bringing it in like this, you are able to see everything that you needed to make a decision at that particular point in time. So this is the portion I zoomed using system until the point I cannot zoom again. This is what I have on my screen. This is what I want to work with. If I'm using a mobile phone, I know that you will say that most of the time to zoom it completely, in fact, just zoom it to the point you are able to see, identify the obvious highs and the obvious lows. When you begin to get to the point you can no longer see it correctly, you stop. You understand? If you're using mobile phone and it's getting to the point where you can't see it very well in order for you to mark it out. All right. So you stop. So what we want to do now next is, remember we're talking about ranging market. Ranging market does equal low and equal high. But in reality, equal lows and equal high most of the time are not usually the case. But you see things that are close. Now, so how do I do this? Now, take a look at, let me pick something again. Take a look at this point, and then take a look at this point, and also take a look at this point. You see that? They are very close, all right, in terms of making equal highs. You see that? But they are not exactly equal highs. So what do you do? What you are going to do is that just pick the point take your tool, your line, and pick the points that are very close. So let me quick look at these 2 points are close together. But if you look at these 2 points, if you look at it, it's also close to this point. So not much. This is like a first break, even though you break a little bit here now, it's a first break. So you mean at this point and this point are also considered as what? Area of equal what? Equal highs. You understand what I'm saying? But you could see that the high of here is a bit, you understand? But that's just like you can look at this place. You see this, remember that we don't consider line, we consider zone. So this zone and this zone, they are the same. As well as this zone here, so even this zone here. You understand? So if this is our resistance, we can call it at this point that it turned support. It was support turned what? Resistance. So, but what I'm teaching you is just for you to know how to mark this out. How to mark it out, right? Sorry, that's not what I want to do. Let me clear this. This particular one. So I just want to remove them. All right. Okay. See, this is what I'm looking at. So we succeeded in getting this. So the next one you want to take is you come to this point. You take this. You see, this area is taking 1, 2, 3. That's where I considered. But now come back to this point. Did you see this point? 1, 2, 3 is considered as areas that are making equal highs. Did you see that? Remember, you after watching this video, you ask questions. All right. You just ask what? Questions. All right. In terms of you didn't get it. All right. So let's come down to this point. I am going to consider this point and this point, just joining two major areas together. All right. Now, after joining this place together, you see we're counting 1 point that got to it. Of course, this break below it, but you see this point, and then this point was not able to. And from the market perspective, discover where the market is now. There is tendency of the market coming down here, or like all I'm marking now, or going up here or here. This provides you trading zones where you can actually take your trades. This provides you trading zones where you can actually take your trades. All right, because had it been, we have not started talking about support and resistance, because if you look, you discover that here is previous resistance, here has turned to support. And you can see, if you have marked this line earlier before now, you discover that when the market eventually, after taking here, when the market eventually gets here, was able to come that here. And this is daily time frame. No, the distance from here to here is massive. Distance from here to here is massive. Do you get? Very, very big distance. This is daily time frame. All right. And then going up again to hit here. You see? That's why we say that you can trade any kind of trade during in any kind of market. Uptrend, downtrend, sideways market, you can buy, sell, you can take any kind of trade, because you see opportunities like that if you mark your zones properly. And that starts from what we are learning, how to identify some areas in terms of market situations. At the end, when we are joining everything together, you'll be able to know how to trade any kind of market and take any kind of trade. You understand? Massively, with massive results, as in massive distance, irrespective of the kind of market, whether it's bullish, bearish, or sideways. All right. Okay. So this is what we have. This is just a kind of example. So let's now come to this place. I just move in. Remember, I still remain zone. Now look at this zone now. Where can you take together to form a support or a resistance? You see, so all you need to do is to come and take two. All right, take two. Like from here now, you will notice something. I can take these two, that's this point and this point together. This point what? And this point together. So what do? I put it on top of this one. You see? So I have my resistance here. Did you see that? Did you see that? Here and here has formed a resistance zone for me. I'm sure you get that. And you see, this place has already formed support, area of support. This extended to this place. And like I told you, every distance here matter because this is daily time frame. The distance is massive. All right. All right. All right. So just for instance, let me take this place. Let me take here. I want to change the color to something else. Let's change it to red. So I'm taking here this point at this point as my area. I can also take this point as my area. Remember, this is daily time frame. I'm just saying that what you do is that look for where you have approximately equal highs or equal lows and mark it out like that. So I'm marking here and here now. Discover that here we're getting three. 1, 2, 3 here. When you extend back, you see it's functional resistance here, and somewhere back you see them also functioning or whatever. I want to see this place looks so close. Let's go to 4-hour time frame. Let's see the distance between here and here in 4-hour time frame. Let's go. All right, you see you cannot even find you cannot even find it. All right, I'm waiting for this to get it. Let's get where it is. You see how this is far up here. So let's get those. Okay, this guy is telling me that I've exhausted my zone. All right, so let's do it this way. Market is very far from this area. Market is very far from this area. So we'll not be able to get it. This is the reason why I decided to use daily time frame to mark it out. Though we should have gone to 1 hour or 15 minutes though, but so what we just do is because we can't get it clearly from even Zoom trying to. Okay, let me see. Let me see what we can do. And they're still going to tell us the same story. Same story. Anyway, by the way, you can see the one we marked out for 4-hour time frame. You can see how far apart this is. Let's take these two center now. You can see how far apart that they are. Let's try to. I wanted to show you that red, but you see, to get that position is hard from lower time frame. So, but let's take this. Let's see. Use position 2 to measure here. You see, in daily time frame, they look very close to each other, but here you see how far. That is about. This is more than 2,865 points. 2,865 points from here to here. That's for BTC, British pound, US dollar pair. So that's massive, very massive, like that. We can't get the other one, so let's just leave it so I will not be wasting our time, making us to prolonging the video unnecessarily. So, but let's go back to okay. We can even measure it from daily time frame. Let's go back to daily. Let's go back to daily, and even in daily, it's kind of massive. Okay. So let's still try to see how many distance. Let's just measure it from daily. Okay, from this clear area. Let's take it. Let's see how many. This is 3,374 points. You see how massive that distance is. 3,375 points of, that's what it is, or you call it pip. 3,000, over 3,000 pips. That's what it is. So you see that. So this is massive. Whenever you measure. So what we try to look at is just exactly how you can get your support and resistance. I mean, sorry, how you can identify a sideways market. So you see, you see, after marking out this point like this, you see that within the zones here is where the market is currently making sideways, sideways. You get it, especially because this is our area of current price, right? So the you just follow what I have done. Try to practice, use what I have done for you to be able to identify areas that are sideways. Remember that if you don't have all this, at some point, especially when you do not zoom, you find here doing uptrend. Of course, it's doing uptrend, and this place doing downtrend. But generally in the market, what is the market doing generally? In this phase, in this area, is actually the market has been sideways, trading sideways for long. Let's say since Wednesday, October 5, 2016, GBP USD has been doing sideways. That's his interpretation. So because all of here are sideways markets right now. They have been on a very long-term sideways market since Wednesday, October 2016. All right? That's exactly what the interpretation is saying. So it's trading sideways. You get. But remember, we come and break it down. Always break it down. So this Tuesday, that was okay. Let's go to today. Let me see something. Let me just see something. This thing has hands. Okay. Stop hanging on me. Right, man. Today is Thursday, 26 March 2026. All right. All right. So you see, from what I've demonstrated, you are able to easily identify sideways markets. All right. As against just taking it in like here, we're saying that if you look at this place now, this place is making what? You make lower high to this place. Now you're taking, started doing higher high to this point. But you can now see that the long-term trend, in terms of long-term trend, all right, because we are in daily time frame, that the market has been in sideways market since 2016. This is 2026. That is almost like 10 years, right? Abi, 10 years period. Abi, that this market has been doing sideways. This is the lesson you should take away from here. So I'm going to edit this video and send it to you guys to use it to practice, to just practice the little, because I've not done sideways market. Don't worry, we'll be doing a lot more of this as we continue into support and resistance and trend lines. Okay, so we're going to be doing a lot more of this. What you guys need to do is just keep making your observation in the 1 minute time frame in terms of the trend, how the trend is. I mean, in terms of in terms of trend. See when watch the market and see the market change from uptrend to downtrend and to sideways market in 15 minutes. I'm sorry, in 1 minute time frame. You have to want that to happen over and over again. That's your assignment. Watch and observe the market in the 1 minute time frame. Go from downtrend to uptrend and back to downtrend, consolidation and all that, over and over again. As you watch that, I want you to See if there is something tangible you can realize in terms of your observation from what you used to know before, talking about in terms of the behavior of the market, how the market behaves. So that's what you should be doing. So I'll see you in class another time.